y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another food prep video. So today I have lots of new recipes that I'm going to be trying and ones that I've tried and I know they are amazing. The only thing I'm not going to do quite as much of, I think, is snacks, because I think since we're all kind of getting accustomed to a keto, or I should say Tyler and Oscar, we're really not needing the snacks like they used to. So I'm definitely not going to do as many snacks, but definitely stay tuned because I'm making enough food to get us through most of the week. So if you want to see what we're making this week, then stick around. I'm going to make Crockpot chicken fajitas. I'm actually doing this the night before my meal prep since it is a Crockpot recipe. That way I can just get it out of the way and I can just put it in the fridge in the morning. But let me show you how I'm gonna prepare this. All right, so I just took a block of cream cheese, so basically 8 ounces of cream cheese, and I'm just gonna throw it in there. I did kind of cut it up a little bit. I'm going to take a half a cup of salsa. This salsa is just the Great Value, thick and chunky. It's the medium. It has 2 carbs, but 1 gram of fiber and only 1 sugar, so I didn't think that was too bad. 1 clove of garlic. I'm just going to toss a little bit in there. I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and then this is just a plate full of, it says 1 whole onion, but this was a pretty big onion, so I'm only going to put in a half of an onion, 1 red bell pepper and 1 green bell pepper, and I think that is going to be good because, like I said, that was a pretty big onion, so I'm just going to throw all this in there. Now I'm just gonna pop the lid on this. I'm gonna scooch it over, plug it in, and I'm going to cook this on low for 6 hours. So that is what it looks like. Look at all those peppers and onions. I'm gonna let this puppy cook again for 6 hours on low. All right, so our Crockpot fajitas are done, and tell me, that does not look delicious. So I am going to throw this in a container, let it cool, and then I'm going to throw it in the fridge. Alright guys, so we have our lemons and our limes soaking in some vinegar water. We have our mangoes for my daughter soaking in vinegar water. And I just threw my cherry tomatoes in there soaking in vinegar water. So we are going to let them soak for about 10 minutes. And then I'll rinse these guys off and put them away. All right, now I'm just gonna cut up the rest of my produce and get everything washed up and put in containers and get them all ready for the week. So I'm just gonna start with the celery. I'm just gonna cut off the ends. And this celery is really dirty. Like, look at that. So we are gonna soak this extra long. Yuck. I'm just gonna cut off the ends, the parts that we don't really need, the parts that we're not gonna eat. So I'm just gonna cut the celery up in little sticks so that way we can have it as a snack. And then I'm just gonna throw it right into the bowl so that way it can start soaking in the vinegar water. So I think I'm just gonna move on to the romaine lettuce here and get this all cleaned up. And as y'all know, I just cut the ends off of the romaine, and then the rest of it I just cut into pretty small bite-sized pieces for salads. I don't think I'm gonna do wraps this week because to be honest with you, not too many of us really ate the wraps that I made last week. I just ended up cutting the leaves that I ended up using as wraps up, and we ate it as salad instead. So I'm not even gonna waste my time doing it this week. And that's the thing, is we kind of gotta mix it up sometimes because I think everybody gets tired of the same thing. So that's why I can't make the same thing every week. Otherwise, we're just gonna get tired of it and we're not even gonna wanna eat it. And you know, you still, even though you're on keto and it's a lifestyle, it's a way of eating, and you still have to enjoy what you're eating. All my bowls with all my stuff soaking. A lot of people probably think that that's wrong because you're gonna have so many dishes, but you know what? If it's gonna save me time during my meal prep, I don't mind doing a few more dishes. Plus, the way I look at it, I meal prep, so I make everybody else help me with the dishes. Sound fair? Sounds fair to me. So the next thing I'm gonna cut up, I'm just gonna cut up my pepper, and we are just going to use this in little snack bags for ranch dip. So we'll have this, cucumbers, and all right, now I'm just gonna cut up my cucumbers, and the same thing. Just gonna give them a bit of a slice. I'm gonna do it a little bit different this time. I'm just gonna cut them in, I think, thirds, and just kind of cut them like this. And then we can just dip them in the sour cream as well. All right, so I'm just gonna start rinsing my lemons and limes, my mango, and my tomatoes. They have been sitting in the water long enough. I really need one of those fancy little sprayers, but I don't have one, so we're gonna deal. All right, so I'm just gonna let these dry on a kitchen towel. All right, now I'm just going to take the grapes that I bought for Celine, and I'm just gonna take them off of their stems, and I'm gonna put them right into the vinegar water to get them clean. I don't buy very many because she's not a very big eater, so, and I know her, if I buy too many, they're just gonna go to waste. But I'm gonna let these guys soak in here for a little while. Now I'm just gonna wash up our strawberries. Tyler already got into them because I went shopping. I go shopping on Saturdays and I do my meal prep on Sundays, but he wanted some strawberries, so that's why some of them are already gone. But hey, you know what? That's what I buy them for. So I'm just going to cut these up. I'm gonna look for any bad parts, and I'm just going to throw them in the vinegar water as I go. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut the stems off of these jalapenos. I am going to cut them in half like I just did with this one, and I'm going to remove the veins. I know some people use gloves for this part, but this part's never really bothered me, so I don't worry about gloves or anything like that. All right, I think I'm just gonna keep one whole one, and I am gonna go ahead and clean it, but Oscar likes to eat these just plain whole. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give our peppers, cucumbers, and celery a rinse. And my romaine lettuce, I'm gonna rinse this stuff off too. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna wash is the cilantro. I'm not gonna worry about cutting it up or anything like that. I'm just going to cut the ends off here, and then I'm going to throw it in the vinegar water. And I literally make it easy on myself. I go right above the little wire they have, and I just cut off that part of the cilantro, and then I throw it into the vinegar water and let it soak. I usually let cilantro soak for quite some time. All right, so the cilantro is soaking. I usually let that soak a little bit longer because I feel like cilantro is just dirty. All right, and then I'm just gonna throw them straight into the bowl so that way they can soak. All right, So Celine's grapes are rinsed and put in a small little container. I'm going to rinse these jalapenos and these strawberries and get those put away. All right, so the strawberries are rinsed and put away, and utilize your containers, you guys. Just rinse out these containers, and there is nothing wrong with putting them back in the containers. That's what I do with like fruits and the vegetables and stuff that come in those containers, because there's no sense in throwing them away when you can use them. Another thing too, I just wanted to point out that somebody had left a comment saying that I should keep my vegetables and make like a vegetable broth for soups and stuff, which actually sounds absolutely amazing. But I did want to let you guys know that we don't throw away our scraps. We have a chicken, and our chicken loves these things. So we definitely are not wasting food, but you know what? Maybe one of these times I will save our vegetable part and I'll just give the chicken the fruit part, and I will try that vegetable broth. But for now, yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know we don't waste it. It does go towards our chickens. All right, so I'm not gonna do a ton of snacks because I feel like we're kind of, like I said last week, we're kind of moving away from snacks. But I'm still gonna do the veggies and dips. So I'm gonna take my homemade ranch seasoning, and I'm going to take the 16-ounce container of sour cream, and I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of my homemade ranch in that sour cream. And then I'm just gonna mix it right there in the container, because why dirty a container when there's nothing wrong with this one? That's my philosophy. But all right, so I'm just gonna take the veggies that we cut and cleaned earlier, and I'm going to take and put a few of each thing in this sandwich bag. So a few celery sticks, a few cucumbers, and a few peppers. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take our container and just put some ranch dip in there. Just like that. That one is really full. And I'm just gonna continue on until I fill, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 of these. All right, so I filled up 5 baggies full of ranch, and then I'm going to put the rest of these just in a baggie, and I'm gonna keep these ones at home for whoever wants to snack on them at home. But I'm not gonna worry about putting the ranch in there, because when you're at home, it's just simple just to get this out and throw it in like on a little plate or something. All right, so like I said, I have 5 baggies, so that way we can take them to lunch or whatever. And then here is a bag full of veggies, and that we can just dip our own dip. So that is perfect. Right, and that's the next thing I'm gonna make is a breakfast item. It's called Jalapeno Popper Egg Cups, something that's gonna be super simple during the week to just pop in the microwave. But I'm gonna take 12 pieces of bacon. I'm gonna lay them on this sheet, and I'm gonna bake them at 375 degrees. Just enough to where the bacon is semi-crisp, but yet still pliable. And after it's all done, we're not going to throw the grease away because we are going to utilize that grease. So let me throw 12 of these on here. All right, so on here is only 11 slices because that's what was in this package. So the 12th jalapeno popper egg cup, I will just wing it with like ham or something. But I'm gonna throw these in the oven again at 375 degrees just until they are semi-crisp, so that way I can still work with them. All right, so I am going to dice up these jalapenos. I'm going to leave one like this, and I will show you why when I get to that. All right, so I'm just gonna use my chopper here. It's old and I really need a new one, but it still works, so we're good. All right, so now I'm just gonna mix all of the other ingredients in this bowl. The only thing I'm not going to put in there is 1 jalapeno, and I'm not gonna put in there the cheddar cheese. So everything else is going to go in this bowl. So I'm just gonna start mixing everything in there. I'm gonna throw the jalapenos in there. 3 ounces of cream cheese, salt and pepper just to taste, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then 8 large eggs. Now I'm just gonna go in with my hand mixer and mix all this together. So that is mixed rather well. We're just gonna wait for the bacon to finish cooking and I'll show you what we do from there. All right, so while the bacon finishes, I'm just gonna cut these into slices. Ideally, I should have left this as a whole jalapeno, but it's okay, it will work. And I'll show you what we're gonna do with that. All right, so our bacon is done. It is definitely getting a little bit crispy, but it is still pliable, so that is perfect. So I'm just gonna spray my muffin tin really well. Then I'm just gonna take a piece of my bacon. I'm going to wrap it in the muffin cup, just like that, around the edges. All right, so that is what the bacon should look like. And then I have that one little hole, and I think I'm just gonna put a slice of ham there. All right, so now I'm just gonna put just a little bit of the bacon grease in our egg mixture. I'm not gonna put all of it because that's just too much, but putting just a little bit will add a little bit more flavor. I think that's good right there. All right, now I'm just gonna fill up each one of these cups with this mixture here. So that is what they look like, and now we're just gonna top them with some cheddar cheese and a piece of the jalapeno. All right, so I'm just gonna take shredded cheddar cheese and throw just a little bit on each one of the tops of these. Now I'm just gonna take these jalapenos that we cut up and I'm just going to place one on top of each one of these. Now we're just gonna bake these at 375 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Oh my golly, these look delicious. Oh, just look at that. Goodness. Woo! I am going to let these cool and throw them in a bag, and somebody's gonna be having a real good breakfast. So the next thing I'm gonna prepare is I'm gonna make bagels for the week. This recipe makes 6 bagels, and I'm just gonna get my dry ingredients ready first. I'm gonna throw everything in this bowl here, and then I will do the cheese mixture for it. So it's going to take 2 cups of almond flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and now I'm just going to give this a quick stir. Now I'm just gonna throw 1 egg into a bowl, and I'm gonna whisk it up because this is gonna be for the wash. I'm just gonna give this a good whisk, and like I said, this is for the wash, so that way everything's seasoning for bagels and more. So I'm pretty sure it's pretty comparable to the everything but the bagel that probably costs a ton more money. And I'm gonna set this to the side. All right, now we are going to throw in 3 cups of mozzarella cheese. into a different bowl. Make sure it's a microwave safe bowl. 1, 2, 3. Now we're gonna throw in 5 tablespoons of cream cheese. Now I'm gonna microwave this for 1 minute. All right, so I'm just gonna give this a stir, and I'm definitely gonna have to put this in for probably another minute. All right, so I put it in for another minute. I'm gonna give this a quick stir and see if it needs to go in any longer than that. All right, so I just put it in for about 15 more seconds, and I think that that is plenty good. I'm going to dump the dry ingredients in here, as well as 2 eggs. I'm gonna give this a bit of a stir. This is the worst part, in my opinion. All right, so I went in with my hands and I'm trying to get this incorporated amongst each other a little bit better. Quick tip though, if you have to go in with your hands, make sure you wet your hands, because then the dough doesn't stick to your hands. Now I just lined a pan with parchment paper, and I'm just going to kind of form the dough into a ball. And I'm literally just going to set it on there, and I'm gonna cut this into as equal I'm going to try to do it as equal as I possibly can into 6 pieces, so that way we can have 6 bagels out of this dough. Probably not going to be perfect, but it is what it is. So then I'm just going to pull apart the pieces that I cut, and then I'm going to form a dough ball with it. And I think I'm going to make my life easy, and I'm just going to stick my finger through it like that. Now I'm just gonna brush the tops of these with the egg wash. Now I'm just gonna sprinkle it with the everything season for bagels and more. All right, they're ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna throw them in the oven at 425 degrees for 12 to 14 minutes. Our bagels are all done, and let me just tell you, they look so stinking good. So I'm gonna let these cool, and I'm gonna throw them in a bag. Next, I am going to make a cream cheese mixture, so that way Oscar can have some ham and cheese pinwheels for his lunch. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw an entire 8-ounce block of cream cheese into the bowl here. I'm gonna throw in 1 cup of cheese. It says pepper jack, but I only have cheddar, so I'm using cheddar. 1 cup of salsa. Just a little bit of garlic powder, and then a couple stalks of green onions. Now I'm just gonna mix this all up, and it will be ready for the pinwheels. All right, so I'm just gonna go in with my mixer and make it easy. All right, so that is what it looks like, and it is all ready to go into the, let me show you what Oscar's gonna put in. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and prepare one of these for Oscar for his lunch for tomorrow. I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna spread some on this, this wrap here. Then I'm just gonna take a couple pieces of the ham that I bought, and we're just going to place it on there. Just like that. And then I think I'm gonna roll it up this way. And now I'm just gonna cut it into pieces. So they're definitely not the prettiest, but I guarantee you they're gonna be yummy. Here would even be great as a snack. You could also throw this on wraps too. You could take romaine lettuce and throw that at the bottom of the romaine lettuce and put on some lunch meat and all that good stuff, and that would be really good too. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take 2 pounds of ground beef, and I am just going to cook it up in this pan, and I'm gonna throw some taco seasoning in there because Oscar wants to eat more salads during the week. So I'm gonna kind of jazz it up just a little bit, and we are going to have taco salads and stuff for the week, and I want the taco meat to be already prepared. That way all we got to do is throw the lettuce in there, the taco meat, and then I did pick up some sour cream and salsa and all that good stuff for the topping. All right, so I'm just gonna break this up, and that way it'll kind of help it cook a little bit. All right, so our ground beef is ready for the taco seasoning, and I'm just gonna use my homemade taco seasoning. I will link this recipe down below if you have not seen it yet. I'm just gonna do 2 tablespoons. Actually, you know what, this is 2 pounds. I'm probably gonna do probably 4 tablespoons. I'm gonna add a little water, then I'm just gonna mix all this together. All right, our taco meat is all done and ready to get thrown on salads or even like a taco bowl. You could even take this and make like nachos with it with pork rinds. That would be delicious. Throw some pork rinds on a plate, throw some of this on there with some sour cream, cheese, and salsa. Ooh, baby, that is good stuff. The next thing I'm gonna make, I'm gonna use my Instant Pot, and I'm going to make keto cracked chicken, which is so stinking good. If y'all haven't had it, then you should definitely try it. But what you're gonna do is you're going to put in 1/2 cup of water on the bottom of your Instant Pot. I'm going to use 3 fairly large chicken breasts, and I'm just going to put them at the bottom of the Instant Pot here. All right, so hands are clean. Washed my hands after touching the chicken. Now I'm just gonna throw in 8 ounces of cream cheese. Then I'm just gonna take 2 tablespoons of the homemade ranch that I made last weekend in my meal prep, and I will link that recipe down below. Excuse my kitchen, y'all. When I meal prep, my kitchen is a disaster. So that's all we're gonna put in the Instant Pot for now. And now we're gonna pop on the lid and we're gonna cook this. And make sure it is on sealing. And now I'm just gonna come here, and I think I'm just gonna do manual for 15 minutes. So that's all we do. I'm gonna let this cook for 15 minutes, and then we are going to do a quick release on this, and then I'm gonna shred up the chicken, and I'll show you what to do from there. All right, so our Keto Instant Pot cracked chicken is done. I'm gonna yank the chicken out, I'm gonna shred it, and then I'm gonna put this on saute mode and really get that all that cream cheese melted and all those flavors mixed together. And I'm gonna add 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. All right, so now I'm just gonna press cancel, and then I'm gonna put it on saute. And I'm really gonna get these flavors all mixed together, and I'm gonna throw 1 cup of cheddar cheese. So it is coming to a nice boil. I'm gonna throw in my cheddar cheese. Now I'm just gonna stir it, get all the cream cheese from the side. All right, so I just threw the chicken back in there. I'm gonna saute it for a little bit longer, and then it's done. I'm gonna throw it in a container. And then to serve this, you can just throw some green onions on the top with maybe some crispy bacon. So stinking good. You could even make homemade buns, homemade keto buns to throw this on, but let me tell y'all, if you haven't had this, it is delicious. So the cracked chicken is done and in a container ready to go. All right, so the last thing I'm gonna prepare is chocolate chip cookies. These chocolate chip cookies are from another YouTuber. His name is Joe Duff, the Keto Chef. And I've made several of his dessert recipes and none of them have been disappointing, let me just tell you that. So go check out his YouTube channel. Again, his name is Joe Duff, the Keto Chef. So go check him out, and his low carb chocolate chip cookies are on there. He makes amazing snickerdoodle cookies. His donuts on there are freaking the bomb. So definitely go check out his channel. But today I'm gonna do the low carb chocolate chip cookies. And the first thing it calls for is 3/4 cup blanched almond flour. So I am gonna throw in there a 1/2 cup and then another 1/4 cup. Two tablespoons of erythritol, whatever type of sweetener that you use. That's another thing I like about these cookies is they're not super duper sweet, which is good because when you're on keto, you don't really need that super sweet anymore. There's a pinch of salt. So I'm just gonna throw a little bit of salt in there. A 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. A 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. A 1/3 cup of sugar-free chocolate chips. I just use the Lily's brand. These are a little bit expensive, but totally worth it in my opinion. And then in this smaller bowl, I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of coconut oil and I'm gonna melt it in the microwave. I'm gonna throw in there 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 egg, the melted coconut oil, and now I'm just gonna stir this up. All right, so our cookie dough's ready to go. I'm just gonna spray my cookie sheet, and I'm just gonna use my cookie scoop so that way the cookies come out to be the same size, and I'm just going to start scooping them out onto the cookie sheet here. All right, so I already preheated my oven to 325 degrees, and I'm gonna bake these for 10 to 12 minutes. And to be honest with you, because I've made these before, my oven, these take 12 minutes. All right, here are the cookies, and they are delicious. They turned out flatter this time than what they did last time. I don't know if it's because last time I cooked them on parchment paper on the pan, and this time I just cooked them on the pan with cooking spray, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. I don't know, but either way, I already tasted one, and they are still delicious. All right, y'all, so this is this week's meal prep. It's definitely enough food to get us through most of the week again. I didn't do a ton of snacks, because like I said, I think we're just kind of over that snacking stage. I feel like nobody's really getting that hungry in between meals, which is good. But let me just do a quick rundown. So I have the romaine lettuce for salads, and do keep in mind that I did buy spinach this week as well, but the spinach is in the fridge because it's already in one of those pre-washed containers. So all I gotta do is cut the spinach up just a little bit and throw it in with the romaine. Super simple and easy. I have these green onions cut up for any recipes that I do want to add during the week, or maybe getting closer to next weekend. I have these grape tomatoes for salads. I have cilantro all washed up and ready to go, even if I wanted to make like some type of pico or something to go with some of our meals that I prepared. I have bagels here for breakfast. I have our baggies with veggies and sour cream, our ranch dip, and then here's the extra baggie of vegetables there, and we still have ranch dip left. We have our washed lemons, which is a ton more lemons than this, but I wasn't going to drag them all back over here again. We have our washed limes, we have our washed mangoes, we have our taco meat for our taco salads, or the kids can make taco bowls or whatever. We have our strawberries, which legit, y'all, like this is how much my kids love strawberries, so I may have to make a quick run to the store just to get more strawberries and stuff like that, just because they love strawberries. Like, I can't even keep them cut up and cleaned fast enough as quick as they eat them. There's my daughter's grapes. There is the chicken fajitas that we made in the crock pot. Granted, I always put everything in the fridge as I go, so a lot of this stuff is already getting cold. It looked better when it was hot, but it is delicious. But yeah, there's the fajitas. This is the carne asada that I did with the onions and all that stuff in the crock pot. This is absolutely delicious. This recipe is going to be in my next dinner in Dollar Tree. This is that cream cheese salsa spread that you can put on wraps, or even those meat wraps or whatever those things are called. So that way you can make roll-ups kind of like this, even though they're not really that. I tried to make them into pinwheels, but I kind of tore them up. So they're really not that pretty, but you don't even have to cut them. Like, you could leave them long, but I was trying to make them pretty. Yeah, didn't work out very well in my favor, but whatever, that's okay. This is the cracked chicken that I made in my Instant Pot, which is absolutely delicious. And these are those jalapeno popper egg bites. Let me open. So that's what those puppies look like. I don't know if they're good yet. I haven't tried them, but we'll definitely let you know. And then these are those cookies. And like I said, I've made these before. For whatever reason, these are like flatter than the last time I made them. But either way, they're still really good, in my opinion. They're not super sweet, but I don't like super sweet stuff anymore. So to me, they're perfect. But like I said, I do want to try Keto Connects using that beef gelatin as well. So that is definitely what I plan on doing. And then also, real quick, I wanted to make these tuna cakes in my meal prep, but I just honestly ran out of time. And plus, I was super tired today, y'all. Like, this was like doing good for me today. I don't know what my deal was, but whatever. Anyway, I mean, that's still a fairly large meal prep. Like, I'm not sad about that. That's going to get us through a lot of the week. But I still am going to bust out these tuna cakes. So if y'all want to see a video on this, then leave a comment down below. And if you guys don't want to, then that's totally fine as well. I will link this in the description box below, so that way if you guys want to make them, you guys can make them and test them out. I haven't made them yet. I haven't tried them, but to me they sound delicious. But if y'all want to see a video, let me know. And if you do, I'll make one. And if not, that's okay too. But for now, this is all I got for you guys. And another thing too, I did not boil eggs this week because a lot of times when we boil eggs, it's mostly for egg salad or to put eggs in our salad. And honestly, I think we're kind of done with egg salad for now. Like, we're kind of tired of it, for one. And for two, I'm kind of tired of eggs in my salad. That's why I really wanted to go with like the taco salad this week. And plus, maybe I'll do like Italian salad with pepperonis and salami and stuff like that. But anywho, again, this is my meal prep for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you for supporting my channel. You don't even know how much I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and if you subscribe to my channel, don't forget to tap that bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. And don't forget to go out there and make today even better than yesterday. I will see you in my next video. Bye!